We're live. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? People. I'm just looking outside my window. How we doing? It's beautiful out. Go outside. Go outside. Practice social distancing, but go outside. Do 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 do. Boop boop boo boop boop doo. Mute my channel. There we go. Oh boy, it is so nice, so nice. I think we should go outside, and by we I mean you, and by you I mean practice safe social distancing. That's what I mean. As usual, if you have questions, text me on Remind, please. I'll try to be patient because I think in general, based on when students are waking up / just in general peak hours of usage, somewhere around like noon to 3, everything just like slows down completely. Yeah, I'm going to comment on 1F. Thanks for asking. I want to comment on 1F. And then 4 in general. So I'm going to comment on 1F because 1F was a little confusing. And then 4 in general. I would say F will be a scenario that won't pop up in AP in general. I think I got a little overzealous putting it on there. And then 4, I think there was confusion. Also, I don't know why my subscripts and superscripts are coming out all jacked up, but I think you get the idea. Something when I converted the file to a PDF, it like messed the whole thing up. I don't know what's happening there. But obviously, if you see a charge, I think we're comfortable understanding where that's going to be. But AP update in general, and even if you're a Regents student for chemistry, you might be in other AP classes, you and your family should have received an email today stating if you would like to waive the exam, aka I do not want to take AP blank in May, they will refund your money and you do not need to take it. So normally, it's required. It's part of Saratoga Spring High School policy that if you sign up for an AP class, you have to, 100%, no ifs, ands, or buts, pay for and take the test. This year only, if you decide you do not want to take the test, you can contact the school and start that process of getting your money back and then not take the test in May. Grading updates. No updates. We have no idea how we're handling third quarter yet. I will do whatever I can to get that information out to you once we receive an update. So, if you're missing work or missing labs or whatever, hold off on it for now. You can probably see how this is an unfair issue because if you missed a test, it's not fair for me to just give it to you at home for tests that everyone else took in class. If you missed a lab, obviously you cannot do that at home. So that's not fair. So once we get an update on grading, I will push that out. So no updates on grading. AP exams, you can contact the school. You should have gotten an email. All of the families and students got an email, I think hopefully outlining how to do that. But if you do not want to take the test in May, you can ask the school for a refund and then opt out of taking the test. If you do so and you contact the school, also let me know. Now, I would appreciate that. In terms of making an informed decision, I would probably hold off to see. I had you guys contact colleges yesterday. See what they say in terms of making that decision. I will not make it for you, so don't ask me if you should or should not. You make that decision, talk it over with your families, talk it over with your guidance counselor. I am not going to tell you what to do. You can talk it through with me, but I'm not going to tell you what to do. You got to make that decision yourself. I have no updates on the AP exam formatting other than we know it's at home, 45 minutes and all FRQs. And again, just to reiterate, 0 updates on grading. So that's it for the general stuff. For determining oxidation number of the elements, I'm obviously going to review all these as you turn them in, and I'll give you feedback on that. For F, just not to give it away, you can have iron be, like, maybe one of the irons in this formula has a charge of X. Again, just to not give it away. And then the other iron in this formula might have a charge of Y because of just how ionic bonding works. You can think of how these irons are interacting with multiple oxygens, so they can interact with them differently. So we know that if we had like FeO, for example, oxygen would be -2, Fe would be +2 to cancel it out. If we had Fe2O3, we know the oxygens are all -2, and therefore all the irons would be +3. Wow, let's try that again. +3 to cancel that out. But there's nothing stopping you from having like one iron be +X and then 2 irons being +Y or vice versa. So that's like a little hint for F, just to get you started. I think that'll make it clear. In terms of AP exam, that's probably not going to happen. I've never seen it like that before, so I was a little overzealous and going above and beyond for that question. 2, I haven't had any feedback on that in terms of difficulty. 3, I haven't had any feedback on that in terms of difficulty. 4, you have 2 different half reactions below. What I would say when you're given a scenario like this, don't be concerned with what exact atom is being oxidized and what atom is being reduced. It's clearly showing you that, for example, this reaction is a reduction reaction because the electrons are being gained, and this reaction is an oxidation reaction because the electrons are being lost. What you want to focus on is that the electrons are not balanced. So you want to balance those as a whole. Think of their least common multiple, etc. And whatever you think number that you would like to multiply both of those reactions by, you can kind of treat it like when we did those Hess's law problems back in thermochem. So you'll multiply this by some number, you'll multiply this reaction by some number. You want the electrons to cancel out. That's the overall goal. You want the electrons going in to be the same as the electrons going out to show conservation of charge. And then from there, you'll have some like oxygens left over. You'll have like, oh, I have water coming out here, but water going in there. One of those will be completely consumed, if not both. Whatever side is in excess, make sure you just put that on the correct side. So if you multiply the top reaction by, I'm just making this up, 20, and the bottom reaction by 2, clearly, you can just see the numbers. These are all going to go away, and I'm going to have some water in excess on the product side. And then same thing with the hydrogens. These will be in excess as a reactant, but these ones will start to go away. So, don't be worried about like, wait, what atom was oxidized, what atom was reduced in these 2 half reactions? You were given the half reactions. You were given one reaction in terms of reduction. You were given another reaction in terms of oxidation. You're just trying to figure out, how can I get those electrons to be even? Because I want what goes in to equal what goes out. And then start canceling out any compounds on either side and leave remaining whatever was in excess. So that's what we're looking for in 4. Problems like this would probably make a little bit more sense if we were doing the entire AP curriculum and we got into reduction potentials, and then you'll see how this like flipping of reaction works. But based on what they've cut from the AP, Mrs. Bell and I are like, okay, I think this is what they're going to give you. Here are some half reactions already set up in terms of who's oxidized and who's reduced. Just get those electrons to cancel out, and then cancel out all the other substances until you're left with a full balanced equation. And that was mainly all the questions I got. Any other questions? AP, grading, regents, general questions? I'm open for it. Even if you have a specific question on this, I'll be happy to go over it. What I'm planning on doing, we're probably going to start a little bit of review tomorrow. Now, clearly, we typically wouldn't be entering review session kingdom now because we would have a couple of units left. And while some of you in other AP classes are like, we're starting to we probably would have started review soon. What you got to remember is I see you every single day, and your other AP teachers see you every other day. So they might get through the curriculum a bit faster because they don't have the opportunity to see you every day, while the science teachers have an extra 40 minutes with you on those half blocks. But to be fair, I'm going to start rolling out optional, and I'll make a separate module on Canvas, AP chemistry stuff that we would have covered but are not covering, just to give you guys a fair advantage. So if you don't take the AP exam, or you get a score that does not give you intro chem credit, or you get a score that gives you Chem 1 but not Chem 2 credit, or even if you get a 5 and you test out of intro chem and you go straight into organic, just to make sure you get the full curriculum that you deserved. Again, totally optional, but some of you guys are learning machines and you want the beast to be fed that is learning. So I would be happy to put stuff up there, and it'll be under a module that just says optional AP chemistry work, and it'll be going over all of Redox and going over all of thermo, maybe dabble a little bit in organic, since a lot of you are expressing to me that you want to be, chemical engineers or biochemistry majors or biology majors. Regardless, most science majors, aside from physics, you're probably going to take organic chemistry. So biologists out there, chemists out there, biochemists, if you're in the life science world or you're in the chemistry world, you're probably going to take organic. If you're pre-med, pre-vet, pre-dental, you want to be a physician's assistant, pretty much anything in the healthcare world, besides nursing, some nursing curriculums differ a lot, you're probably going to take organic. So I'll be putting up starting next week, hey, I think you guys deserve the full AP curriculum. We're starting review very early. Mrs. Bell and I are still talking out how exactly we want to handle review. Do we want to go unit by unit? Do we want to randomize it? I don't really know what the right answer is yet, because for one, we've never been in a scenario like this before, and two, I still don't know exactly how the AP test is going to look now that it's 45 minutes FRQs only. So we'll figure it out. But I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to let you guys text me on Remind if you have a question. If you do not have a question, go outside. It's really nice out. Hopefully the sun's still out by you. It got a little cloudy over here, but early afternoon, late morning, it was gorgeous. It should be getting a little bit warmer. Practice safe social distancing. Do not just start hanging out with everybody. We are still, cases are still on the rise. It doesn't just disappear. So take it seriously, but if you have a dog, take them out on a walk. If you don't have a dog, take a walk yourself. Get some fresh air. I know I've been really stuffed up and nasally lately, and I think that walk really helped. So I'm going to pause for 30 seconds, and if there's no questions, I'm going to end the stream. And then, yeah, that's it. Do. Okay, That sounds like a good a time as any to just say goodbye. If you have any questions, just text me on Remind. I'll be around. And have a wonderful day.